Welcome back to Shakesyear. We are still working on Henry VI Part 2, and today we get to hear from the Earl of Warwick in the very, very early days of CSI type investigations, which is kind of fun that like Shakespeare was smart like that. I don't know, to put this in. I sort of enjoy this piece because it's kind of fun. So Gloucester was killed. We as the audience know that Gloucester was killed and that Suffolk is paying the murderers who did it, but Suffolk himself did not do it. So we find out at the beginning of the scene that Gloucester's been murdered, and then the king gets really sad and feels like he should be dead too because he loved his Uncle Humphrey. And then the queen is like, but why did I even come here if this is all you are and you can't actually be king? Like, you're supposed to be king. Like, stand up, man up, all that kind of fun stuff. And the king sends Warwick off to take a look at the body, has another woe is me speech, which is what we heard yesterday, and during which they bring the body in. And Warwick says, yep, he was murdered. Pretty much everything about this shows me that he was murdered. And they're like, how can you tell? And Warwick says, see how the blood is settled in his face. Oft have I seen a timely parted ghost of ashy semblance, meager, pale, and bloodless, being all descended to the laboring heart, who in the conflict that it holds with death attracts the same for aidance against the enemy, which with the heart there it cools, and there returneth to blush and beautify the cheek again. But see, his face is black and full of blood, his eyeballs further out than when he lived, staring full ghastly like a strangled man, his hair upreared, his nostrils stretched with struggling, his hands abroad displayed as one that grasped and tugged for life, and was by strength subdued. Look, on the sheets his hair, you see, is sticking, his well-proportioned beard made rough and rugged, like to the summer's corn by tempest lodged. It cannot be but he was murdered here. The least of all these signs were probable. So science! He's like, you know, basically everything about this corpse screams there was a struggle, therefore he was murdered. And then Warwick goes on even more to say, and Beaufort and Suffolk, you two were supposed to be like watching him, and yeah, so I'm gonna guess it's you. And the queen's like, how could it possibly be them? Because they're good guys, because she knows that they did it, but she doesn't want to give it away. And they're like, it couldn't be me. Like, I don't even have a knife with me, but I will challenge whoever says that I killed him to a duel, which ends up with Suffolk and Warwick like leaving because they're gonna fight each other to, I guess, to the death, to try to prove, Warwick to try to prove that Suffolk did it, Suffolk to try to prove that he didn't do it. So they're gonna go fight, but then they get interrupted by some things, and we'll find out more about those things tomorrow for tomorrow's next big monologue, which I think is Warwick again. Let me double check that. Doopy-doo, doopy-doo. Oh no, tomorrow's Salisbury, because Salisbury comes in. That's what the exciting bit is. Salisbury comes in, they get interrupted, Warwick has to come back. Everything just starts going batty, as if it wasn't already batty with Gloucester being strangled in his sleep. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.